right, I'm on the plane. I didn't think about doing this earlier. Or I should have done it earlier, that is. I'm on the way back home to Virginia to attend the graduation. I'm going to go to Philadelphia, so I'm in the plane, and I didn't get a chance to film it in the airport because I was on a time crunch this morning. So I'm going to be flying to Baltimore, and I'm going to go up to Philly for a couple of days, and then down to Virginia to attend this graduation. So this is like a 5-hour flight. I think we've been on this flight for about an hour and a half. So the flight attendants has been real nice. One lady offered me a sandwich and like a nice little drink here. And so I'm going to eat up and maybe look at a little YouTube, eat, drink, and be merry. Now I'm going to go to my favorite spot when I get to Baltimore, around that area. They have Bojangles in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. It's kind of like Popeyes, but I think a little better. Those areas are predominantly in the southeast. Okay, now I'm going to eat and I'm going to relax. All right, I'm at BWI right now. I flew in at 6:30 p.m. September 7th, and I got to get my suitcase and then get my car, and I'm going to head on down to Philadelphia here. I think I'm going to be in Philly probably about 8:30. So, yeah, as you can see, here's the airport. Yeah, and again, as I said earlier, I didn't get a chance to do any filming in Las Vegas because, like I said, I had a time crunch. So yeah, I'm going to go on, and after I get my suitcase here, I'm going to go on and get my rental car. So I'm going to pause this. All right, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm in Philadelphia. I didn't get a chance to do any footage or whatever because I got back in late last night. I couldn't get any pictures of the skyline, and today I was with my family. So this is South Street right here. So this is historic for like clubs and bars and stuff. All right. During the day, I'm going to probably do a skyline or whatever of downtown from like Penn's Landing. And Philly's my dad's hometown. He grew up in West Philly. And I went up here to see some family before I go down to Virginia. So this is the restaurant that I'm in. Okay, it's called Wally Mammoth. All right, so again, Passyunk Avenue of the Roots. All right, this is the group, The Roots. They're from this area. Okay, and I'll get some more footage later, including when I'm in Virginia. All right, this is my food here. All right, how's it going there, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, this is the Street Rat again, and I'm traveling, and this is the skyline of Philadelphia. Philly, my hometown, my dad's hometown, I'm sorry. My dad grew up in West Philly, so I was down here doing a little bit of filming, all right, just so you could get a clip of, yeah, I do other places, so this is the skyline. You see the one with the tower there, okay, with the little phallus poking out, okay, that's a new building right here, and that's the new post office there. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna do a little bit of footage. I forgot my hands free though, and as I'm making this left, see that museum right there? That's the Rocky Museum, okay? I forgot what it's really called, but it's some type of historic museum. So I'm gonna do a little bit of filming around Penn's Landing, and that's the Schuylkill River right there, okay? They have, Philly is surrounded, or it's in the middle of the Schuylkill and the Delaware River, okay? And we'll get there. But I'm gonna go to Penn's Landing. It's basically built or named after or commemorated from William Penn, okay? That's what they named Pennsylvania for. And it was mainly like a German-inspired city and so forth, okay? That this is where they sent the Germans during the Reformation when the Germans came to America. So they'll have a community out here called Germantown, okay? So they have fixed this skyline up a lot though, okay? Yeah, so that's the little monument right there. So I don't want to drive while I'm filming, so I got to get somewhere where I can do some the footage I want to do. All right, so I'm on Ben Franklin Parkway. So here's an image of that museum, and I'm going to find a place to park. Yeah, the little rocky thing is going to be. I just rode past a police officer. I got to put this camera down here. All right, so back around the skyline and so forth. So I'm gonna find a place to park here, and where I don't get the ticket. I already got a ticket here. I was down on South Street, and I got the ticket, so that's not gonna happen again. Okay, so here's that historic Rocky Museum here, and I don't know what this statue represents. I think it represents George Washington, because Philly used to be the old national capital, okay, before they moved it to Washington, D.C. around 1800, okay? So it was some deal that they made when I went to college for history, where the colonies made the deal to acquire Maine from Canada. I think the deal was they had to acquire Maine in order to get land to build the new capital, okay? Some way to centralize the colonies. And that land turned out to be Washington, D.C., okay? That was a little sliver of land between Maryland and Virginia. That's what they're talking about. But back to this museum here. So I'm going to go up to the top and see if that statue is up there, okay? That Rocky statue. And then we'll move on to some other places. We'll go to move on to City Hall there. Okay, in fact, let me turn this around. You see that building there? That's the Philadelphia City Hall there, okay? And perhaps I'll go to the Independence building, okay? So that statue on top is supposed to be Ben Franklin. So this is where it's supposed to be Broad and Market's supposed to be over there, okay? There's a circle that goes around. That's one of the tallest buildings there in Philadelphia. Actually, you know, probably until like about 1990, you could not build a building that was taller than this tower right here. But they changed that ordinance, I think, in the mid to latter 80s. I guess because they needed more space or whatever. They needed larger buildings or taller buildings. So there you have it. All right, let's go, and at this time, I'm going to go up to the top of this museum. Actually, it's the Philadelphia Museum of Art. All right, so this is a nice little picture of the skyline here, Philadelphia, and that statue I was telling you about. So I'm over here at the museum here, Philadelphia Museum of Art, okay? A very popular attraction here. And maybe when I get a chance, I'll go to the sports complex on the way out of Philadelphia, which is South Philly. So okay, I'm gonna take these trip up these steps here. I might even run myself. They got a guy up there running. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because I don't think I need to film this for the whole trip. I'll turn it on when I get up top. All right, good luck, yeah. Good luck, right? All right, so I'm at the top here, or nearing the top here at the art museum. And what is this? This is the Philadelphia civic flag. So I guess this flag there represents the city of Philadelphia here. And this flag, of course, the American flag. And I thought this statue here was the statue of Rocky, or I thought that they had it over here where the so-called fountain used to be, but I guess it's not here. Man. So there's really not much to see here. I don't even think the museum is even open. Poor museum. So, yeah, because of COVID effects. Of course, you guys know that by now. All right, a little beautiful beautiful, more dynamic view of the city there, including the city hall. So I think that's it on that. Now I'm good, man. Actually, I got a YouTube video I filmed for, so yeah, I'm in Las Vegas, Philly, my pop hometown. So
God bless you, man.
yeah, you be easy now too. Hopefully, be out of this in a couple of months. Yeah. All right. So yeah, back to the video there. All right. So you can see this circles around here. That's supposed to be Ben Franklin Parkway, and I think this is Broad Street, I believe. Okay. So yeah, let's move on though. I'm gonna go to Penn's Landing, and I'm probably gonna go around where the city hall is and probably the Independence Building. All right, I saw this fella out of the corner of my eye here. So this is the Rocky statue here. Okay, Sylvester Stallone. He's from Philly though too. I think from East Philly somewhere. So here's this guy. I always thought that he was up on top, but he's down here. So iconic figure here. Okay, still looks good. He's about 72. He looks great. Works out and all that. Maybe I can get to look that good one day. All right. All right, this is a closer view here of the city hall. Okay. If I get any closer, then the view is going to look awkward. All right, so basically it's a circle that goes around there. It's Broad and Market. My fault. That was this is a Ben Franklin. That's a circuit, a circle back there. But it's going to Ben Franklin is going to join that circle, and the two streets are surrounded at Broad and Market. Broad is going to go north and south. Market is going to go east and west. So we'll go that way, and then we're going to go to Penn's Landing. All right, I accidentally made the wrong turn to Penn's Landing. And now I'm going across the Ben Franklin Bridge here. This goes to over there, the Delaware River. All right, see that there? Delaware River. Okay, it goes over to Camden, New Jersey. So I have family over here at Camden. So I'm going to have to turn around and probably pay a toll and come right back. So I guess I had to see that the hard way. All right, so I'm on the way to Penn's Landing. So this is something that they've done about 120 years ago. So a lot of these streets are made out of cobblestone, okay, like this one. And they preserved it fairly well. And before they decided to pave the road, and they have trolleys that run through there. So maybe we'll get, if I get South Philly area, then I'll get a glimpse of the trolleys that run past these streets and so forth, all right? All right, so I went and found a little makeshift place to park because I won't go pay all that money to park. They were talking about $20 a park over here. So this is the Delaware River right here, and this is Camden, New Jersey over here. And that's the Ben Franklin Bridge where I went across. And over here is the Walt Whitman Bridge down about probably like 4 miles down. My grandfather worked on the Walt Whitman, and he worked on the Ben Franklin as well, okay? So, yep, this is where the settlers came in, in the early 1600s to about, I think about the late 1700s and so forth, okay? Many of them have flocked out here from like Germany, many did, England, and so forth. So they have a special town for the German immigrants that were sent here during the Reformation period, okay? And you'd be surprised because many of those German people, they were people of color too. Because when they came here, they had the Germanic names like Fitzgerald, okay, a few like Spitz, some other with those sharp letters. I can't think of the other like Shriner, those type of names. So I'm over again, Penn's Landing. Okay, and actually this is a naval ship here. They used to have a naval base here in Philadelphia, down in South Philly, okay, where the ports are and so forth. Okay, I'm gonna go and head on back to the car because I'm not supposed to be there. All right, Penn's Landing, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I'm in the sports complex in South Philly. You can see the skyline here, okay? Down there, yonder, that's probably about 8 or 9 miles away there. That's Interstate 95 there, okay? That's gonna go across a bridge. Actually, the bridge is down that way, actually, down South 95 towards the airport. So this is the Wells Fargo Center here. This is where the 76ers play. They had the old Spectrum over here right beside it, but I guess at one point they tore it down. And there's no fans here. So I'm thinking all these cars here are people that are trying to get food and so forth, or any other type of aid. Okay, so that's that. This is the Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play. All right, backing up there, this is where the 76ers and the Flyers play, hockey team. Okay, and you know those guys are now playing in Orlando for the NBA, and the Flyers are playing down there, up there in Edmonton. Now, I haven't heard of those guys playing, but even the 76ers. So yeah, this is the Lincoln Financial Field here. Okay, and up ahead of yonder there is where the Phillies play. Okay, back in the day, let me see here. The Veterans Stadium used to be, I think, in that field over there. Used to be there, but that place was raggedy. And that would seat over 100,000 people. I think they had it was the Veterans Memorial Stadium. It was like the largest stadium in the U.S., one of the largest, I believe, before they built, I'm trying to think, what did they build? Like the one in Dallas and I believe the Rose Bowl, okay? Those were like the two largest ones. But back to what I was saying, all right, I'm going to drive a little closer to where the Phillies play so you get a closer glimpse. All right. And just so you'll know, Philadelphia Phillies used to be the Philadelphia Athletics back in the day, okay? But they moved to Oakland in the latter 60s. The 76ers used to be the Warriors. And we went past where they used to play. My dad and my uncle would tell me about they would go to the Philadelphia Warriors games, and they had like Wilt Chamberlain, and they were like $5 or $10 during the regular season. Those tickets are in Oakland now. Warriors, they moved to San Francisco as of last year. Those tickets are like $200 though, okay? So, yeah, that's just a little history for you there, okay? Both teams went out to the Bay Area. That is the Philadelphia Warriors basketball, and then the Philadelphia Athletics, which is now the Oakland Athletics. And supposedly they're supposed to stay in Oakland. Okay, so here's this nice sports complex area here. And it's unfortunate that we don't have any fans for any of the sports anywhere. So not just Las Vegas, but here and any other city. I think that may change that thought in the middle of November. Let's see what happens after. I'm not going to say what event's going to happen to November 3rd. All right, let's mosey on down to where the Phillies play. It's going to be called Citizens Bank Park. All right, this is downtown for Philly from I-76. All right, this is the Philadelphia IRS. This is where it all started right here, one of the main ones. And the one in D.C., those are the main IRSs. And to the right here, this is the Amtrak station. It's like Grand Central Station in Philly. This is like Market Street, okay? And on the other side is the City Hall here, okay? So that's a little glimpse or whatever. I'm going to see my cousin, and they live down in West Philly. Down on this part is West Philly where my dad grew up. All right, I'm at Fairmount Park over here. I met up with my cousin, so this is actually, the largest city park in the U.S. Okay, so they're doing a photo shoot over here, so I'm not really going to intervene with that, but this is like the skyline over here. Okay, some of the landmarks down there, museums and all that good stuff. So it's a good place where the Philly skyline is, okay? So This skyline is pretty much like being in Vegas. When you go up Market Street or Broad Street, especially Broad Street, that's just like going on the Strip. All right, I mean, that's just the way they have it. Moving on.